What do you think, bud? You approve? Okay, so we got the inspector on the case, but we're back at it. Haven't done a whole lot since the last video, other than positioning engine transmission and test fitting stock hood, make sure that was going to work. I think we got everything in place where it needs to be. So the goal this time, I want to start on engine mounts, transmission cross member, body mounts, and work our way to getting the camper set back over top of it, just so we can see where it's going to live at, kind of measure what the wheelbase is going to end up being before we jump to the back and start on that 4-link and everything.
Thank you, Bob.
Okay, so I'm going to start with the trainee cross member, then jump to the motor mounts. All I got is the factory mount that bolts in there. Just going to make a plate that the bottom will bolt into, weld it to the side of some 1-inch square tubing. Obviously cut to length, make it to where it bolts in and out of there, and weld it up. Okay, so there's our plate. It will bolt to that mount, weld it to the cross member, nothing to it. All right, so here's what I came up with. Just super simple. Everything's just tacked in place so it doesn't move. I'm going to take this 1 1/4-inch flat stock, make some 2-inch tabs, then slice this on both sides. I'll do one side at a time so nothing moves, but slide my tabs in there, bolt them together, weld it up, and this thing will be removable. Okay, so I think this was all pretty self-explanatory, but just in case it wasn't, here's what I got. I cut out 2 tabs per side, clamped them together, drilled them so I know they line up good. While they're clamped together, go ahead and hit them with a grinder so you know they're same size and everything. And all I'm going to do, come over here, obviously measure out same distance on both sides, mark it, cut a slice in there, slide these into place, weld them up, and it'll be removable. Okay, so there it is, all tacked into place. Not as far as I wanted to get tonight, but this guy here is getting a little antsy on me. So we're gonna call it a night. Be back out here tomorrow and get these motor mounts done. Not gonna lie, Sid, I'm a little disappointed you didn't finish up these engine mounts for me while I was at work today. What'd you do all day, bud? Not mad, just disappointed in you. We'll have a talk later. No allowance this week, bud. All right, since Sid didn't do it, guess we better jump to these engine mounts. I have the factory rubber ones in place right now, just to kind of get this in place where we need it. But I think we're gonna ditch those. Real men don't need rubbers. So we're gonna make some solid engine mounts for it, is the plan. So we'll see what we come up with. Okay, so here's what I came up with. Got the factory mounts off. I found this chunk of 2x3, and it's just about the right size to make some solid mounts out of it. So I figured I'll just cap the end of it, weld a stud on it, and come over here. You just have to measure top and bottom, cut this at whatever angle we need, slide it in there. It should be good. That's the easy side, because on this side, we got this big notch in the frame. The guy who built this planned on running rack and pinion. That's what all these mounts are for. But we'll have to plate that, make a mount on this side, and it should be good. Okay, so I got everything marked out. I got the engine mounts, got that plate we need, and I would like to point out, if your cutoff wheel looks like that, you probably shouldn't use it, but I am a trained professional, years of hacking experience, so it's fine. Whoever's watching can put that on my tombstone. All right, so here's what we ended up with. Got what will be the mounts once we weld them up, drill them. Got that plate that we needed. And check out the cutoff wheel. If you just man up, get through the sketchy part, turns into a nice wheel again, so bonus. But get these mounts all welded up, drilled, and get everything in place and tacked in there. So here's one of the finished engine mounts. Already got this side in place. I just drilled a hole in there so I can get to the nut to get that thing bolted in. This side, same thing, just gotta get it in place, throw some tacks on there, and engine will be mounted. Then I wanna get the cab back on there, get this whole thing jacked up on jack stands. So first thing tomorrow, we can start on body mounts. Okay, so tomorrow I'm going to need you to go ahead and get this cab all measured up and go to knock those body mounts out for me. And after that, if you have time, go ahead and get this camper back on for me, all right, bud? All right, good talk. Tell everybody, see you tomorrow. Dude, looks exactly like I left it. You got nothing done today. You're grounded. No more tug ropes, no more milk bones, no more belly rubs. What do you do all day? Chase kitty? All right, I've wasted more than a few days doing the same thing. I forgive you. I love you, bud. Okay guys, looks like Sid let us down, so up to me to get this cab mounted. First step, got to get the pinch weld even with the bottom of the frame. Right now it's sitting a little lower because the cab's just sitting on here. So what I like to do is just run a piece of metal even with the bottom of the frame, front and back, side to side, and then let the cab sit down on it. And I could have went and just bought a couple sticks of metal that I really don't need, but got to looking around and noticed my cherry picker. 1, 2 easily removable legs. So I think you can kind of see where this is going. So I'll get that thing all leveled up and measure this cab, get it sitting where it needs to be. So I'm sure most of you understood what I did there, but just in case, give you a look. I just put those even with the bottom of the frame, set the cab down on it. So now I know the pinch weld and bottom of the frame are at the same height. So I'm just going to do some measuring, get this cab sitting where it needs to be, and then I'll come up with a plan for the body mounts. So give you guys a look at what I came up with, just using 3x3 box tubing, cut to length, cut it diagonal, ended up with 2 of these. These are the rears here. And just using the factory mounts, drilled them, fits together nice. We'll bring it over here. This is just using factory hole and everything. We'll get it in place where it needs to be, clean up the frame, weld them in there, and be good to go. So I'll get all 4 of these done and report back. Okay, so we got them all on there. You can kind of see them, but I'll have this cab on and off 100 times, so you'll see them at some point. But now I'm going to get all this stuff out from under there, get this thing back on the ground, so I can get the camper over top of it, so I can just get an idea of what the wheelbase is going to end up being and start planning the rear suspension. What do you think, guys? Put the interior back in. Think it looks pretty good. Might need a vacuum, but other than that. And I should mention, I've already completely gutted the inside of the camper. Ripped all the old floor out. It was nothing exciting, so I didn't film it. But I just want to start fresh with it. So that is completely gutted. Now I'm going to attempt to somehow, by myself, get the camper back on the truck. So check it out. First time for real, seeing these things mated together. And hey, how cool is that? You guys want the grand tour? Gotta go in this secret door here for the time being. But we're in my room right now. Sid's room's up there. What'd you do? But here it is. Hey, can finally get to measuring, find a rear end wide enough. The one that was in here is just an S10 that I threw in here to get the ball rolling. I knew he was going to have to find a wider one. Can finally start measuring up and figuring out rear suspension. And maybe get a functioning door at some point. But that's going to be it for this time. Really wanted to get this thing on dollies and in one piece to where I can push it to the side, because the next video is going to be something a little different. Got to get another vehicle in here and something pretty cool. I think you guys will enjoy it. So we'll see you then. Now you're sleeping on the job, bud. What are we going to do with you?